Hey everybody, it's June 11th, 2025. Look, the sun is actually out. Oh my goodness. And because I live in basically an industrial park, there'll be news there'll be noise in the background. There's news too. But right now it's relatively calm. I'm in the restaurant district, and so all day long there are big delivery trucks. It's pretty bustling, and it's a little bit comforting to me because it just shows me that America's still in business. So I want to say something about what's going on in America right now. I think that I have a lot of things to say, but I just want to say this. I think that we have had a false sense of security for many years, and let me explain what I mean, is that throughout human civilization, humans have always had to fight to defend our right to be autonomous and free beings. We've always had to fight fascism. So I hope that it's a little bit, I don't know, maybe motivating, maybe clarifying, maybe inspiring. Inspiring in the sense that we've made it through. Just think about that. We've had a free ride for a while. For several decades of my life, I guess all of my life, it's kind of been a free ride. And now it's incumbent upon us in this time that we're in. Okay, now we have to fight for our freedom, to retain our freedom, and more importantly, from my view, for the freedom of the future generations. And one more thing that I'm writing an article about for Substack presently. This regime, this fascist regime, the fascist in the White House, is hell-bent on destroying the earth for you, me, and everybody on the planet, because he wants to ramp up global climate change by just shutting down anything green, any green technology, anything that's progressive, anything that's scientifically based and makes sense in order to protect our generation and future generations from the ravages of global climate change, not to mention taking away the National Weather Service and FEMA and all of that. It's incumbent upon us to do what we need to do in this moment, and we all fight back in different ways. So I don't want to discredit the power of writing and calling your representatives, over going out onto the streets and protesting. Do it all, or do the thing that's doable for you. And I've been encouraging everybody. I know the energy out there in the collective is exceedingly toxic right now. I've been kind of aware of it all morning and whoa, what is this? It's a full moon now in Sagittarius, the sign of truth, the sign of justice, the sign of teachers. What do you want to teach? So let's just, keep our perspective. And I like to always say, find your inner Ukrainian. Find your inner Zelensky. And it shuts me right up from my inner complaining when I look at Zelensky and I go, wow, if he could hang in there through all of this for democracy, I think I can do my part. Anyway, I don't mean that as a preachy thing. I mean that as just something I've been thinking about. And perhaps you've been thinking about that too. The one thing about the toxicity out there is I've had to be really self-disciplined about, and I offer you this, only reading the inspiring and positive stories. Listen to Lawrence O'Donnell if you want to go to MSNBC. He's awesome. Katie Fang has been awesome. The people that are having programs and YouTubes and Substacks that are really honing in on what is good. Eliminate all the rest of it. And I include Midas Touch in that. When they start, you can watch all the videos you want. It's not up to me. I'm just sharing what I feel. When they start going into, we're now an authoritarian nation, turn it off if it upsets you. I mean, it's okay if you can turn it around and just say in your mind, no, we're not. No, we're not. We're being shown what we're made of. We're rising up to save our lives. All right. Full moon in Sagittarius. I'm just going to be like, blah, 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 blah. So I better read. Before I read this, I just want you to know that I've been invited to be at a moonrise party in Rockport, Massachusetts. And I will be, in addition to the 8-minute moon video that I made, full moon video on the ocean that I made for you all last night, and I urge you to meditate with that. I'll be filming the moonrise, and it's a strawberry full moon, and it's supposed to be huge, and it's a clear. It'll be a clear night. So that's pretty special. So don't miss PNN tonight, 7 p.m. Ernest Holmes says, spiritual substance is our supply. We know that spirit fills all space and animates every form. Therefore, spirit is the true actor in everything. But we also know that spirit can only act for us by acting through us. This means simply that God can only give us what we take. We are conscious that as we daily enter into our divine inheritance, in our thought and in the spirit, we are entering into the realm of absolute causation. And we completely believe that from this secret place of the Most High within us, there shall be projected an objective manifestation of our every legitimate desire. Our legitimate desire can be seen as our desire to live free. Are we really accepting abundance? Is our thought really animating our experience with the idea of plenty? Are we affirming that divine substance is forever flowing to us as supply? Today we praise the abundance in all things. We animate everything with the idea of abundance. We are remembering only the good. We are expecting more good. We are experiencing good. We acknowledge the good working everywhere. We give thanks that this good is flowing into our experience in ever-increasing volume. There is that within us that sees, knows, and understands this truth and completely accepts it. There is good enough to go around. Therefore, we do not withhold that good from ourselves or others, but constantly proclaim spiritual substance as forever flowing to each and all as supply. And so it is. So let's think about huge supplies of good stuff. Why not? The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. I just want to add to that whenever you think about what's going on in LA, imagine everybody being loving. That is going on. Let's listen to Kathy Beale's astrological forecast for today.
This is Kathy Beale of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro Insight for June 11th, 2025. Huge full moon today in the sign of Sagittarius, which rules belief systems and politics and pits facts against theory. The day has a red queen running in place vibe to it. Lots and lots of activity, but nothing really quite breaking loose just yet. Lots of things being teed up for breakthroughs and even explosions later in the week. You may have more people on your side than you think. You may have more kindred spirits in your midst than you knew. Talk to people. It might be really interesting what happens. That's all for now.
That's great. And yesterday I was talking about, like creating an opening, like creating an opportunity with anybody, with people that you meet in the coffee shop or whatever. Just, hey, how you doing today? Like, I was walking this morning and I walked by this probably maybe 1.5-year-old child in his carriage. And I mean, this little child was just like, had the like biggest beaming smile. It was just like pure joy. And it kind of, it was really good. It kind of just showed me about, how as little children, we get taught to be miserable. We're not born miserable, right? So sweet. We need to save this country and this world for them. Because eventually it's not going to be about us anymore, right? Let's choose 3 cards from the Osho deck. If you'd like to book a session, it's psychicannetdion.com. If you'd like to become a member, if you don't see the join button, I'm going to look into why that's the case. I think it depends. What I've heard is it depends on the device that you're using. On a computer, you might see the join button. I don't know. But people that sign up to be members have access to my classes, my presentations. And the one I started yesterday is how to use a pendulum. If you're having trouble, let me know. I'll see what I can find out. So, it's funny, listening to Kathy this morning, we were texting back and forth a little, and she said it's kind of feels a little quiet out there. Today, this morning, it feels a little quiet in terms of it's not like massive breaking news. And then I said, just wait. her astrology forecast sounded like she was saying the same. So I have the postponement card. And the postponement card is like there's a little bit of a lull, but we're getting ready for things to amp up to great intensity. That doesn't need to bring you fear. Great intensity could be the great intensity of the message that we the people are sending of the higher consciousness. The higher consciousness is like, I have to say about Donald Trump, it feels to me like, because I always say he was Mussolini in his past lifetime. It feels to me like he's coming from the consciousness of that he's in the 1940s. It feels like he feels like we're in the same climate as humanity was in the 1930s and 40s. It's a different lifetime, Donald. The higher consciousness is what's going to be showing up with great intensity. It always, yes, does create some conflicting things. Growth doesn't come without some degree of pain, a little or a lot, but we're heading in the right direction. People are getting to know each other. People are getting kinder. People are getting more committed to democracy. When we fight, we win. See? When we fight, we win. We won't be backing down. That's the name of my song. I need to repost that. So, we're taking back democracy and we're not backing down. I hope you're planning to attend a protest, and I hope that you are not intimidated by the buffoon. I'll come back later with a pop-up. Once again, please join me tonight from outside for we'll call it the moonrise edition of PNN. The moon doesn't rise till like 8, I think, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Namaste. See ya. Thumbs up, please. Bye.